Welcome back into another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. We had to get some decorum on this show. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe. That delay reaction. Appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We've been talking about the Chicago Bears struggles versus the Indianapolis Colts and where we feel the blame lies. And so now we have to play the blame game, ladies and gentlemen. Calvin, you got to call it out because you got to do the announcer voice for the blame game.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the blame game, where we blame somebody for sucking so bad.
That's right, Calvin. And we're going to get blame all the way around. We've got a nice little pie chart involved in this whole thing. We've got blame for everybody out here.
Brought to you by
nobody. Brought to you by the Bears being a piece of.
Yeah, that's a pie I don't want to pick.
This is the blame game. It's not my go-to pie. You know what I'm saying?
Not hungry for that.
I fall more in the rocks line of thinking when it comes to pie. You know what I'm saying? That just me?
People strudel.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. I love the pie chart that Joel put together because I think that it, first off, is hilarious. Second off,
because it's 5 people there.
It's 5 people on the offensive line. That's what makes it hilarious. And it's so much.
Why is it the pie slice for them bigger? Like, it should be like 50-50.
The whole line is
I need Orange to get a little bit more love.
Well, I don't know. Actually, I made it this morning, but the more that, like, when you think about it, like, as you start to really, like, look at the game, digest what really happened, it does appear more like the offensive line was more to blame than it really was Waldron. But what stood out was the bad call in the end zone. But then it's like also with the passing.
There's blame to go everywhere.
It was all the way around. I said it was about 40% Shane Waldron, about 25% or 20, was it 15 or 20% split between offensive line and Caleb, and then like 10% for Matt Eberflus.
I think we're missing somebody.
No, Eberflus. Oh, you want to put polls on there or something?
Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
He can't play this stuff. The jokers are not blocking.
I'm going to tell you this right now. And this is my honest opinion of all of this. Where this season goes, that was a well-timed tip, my guy. Where this season goes will 100% land on Ryan Poles, and that is where 100% of my blame goes for this week 3, for week 2, for week 1, for this season, because you got arrogant.
You picked the kicker.
You drafted a punter in the 4th round. No, not just that, JC, not just that. Your first move of the offseason for $8 million a year. What did put it back in the chat, Crimson, how much he makes per yard he's run this season? Is it 11,000? 11,000 per yard that he runs this season. You got arrogant and said my first move is going to be a running back. When you don't have a line to protect. And not only that, and maybe, here's the thing, maybe we will be proven wrong. Maybe every single offensive lineman taken ahead of Torrey Taylor will not be a good football player. Maybe every single offensive lineman for this offseason will fail. But you know what you came into this season doing? You said, this is going to be a better situation than what Justin Fields was in. This is going to be better than what Justin Fields did. Guess what? It looks very similar to what we've seen out of Justin Fields. I'm not talking about the production, but I'm talking about how you've set this young man up. We are 3 weeks into the season. How many sacks does Caleb Williams have?
9? 13?
13 sacks on the season. He has dropped back over 80 times this season. How many of those has he been pressured on?
Dang near all of them.
Over 50% of his dropbacks he has been pressured on. And I'll say this again. You bring in Shane Waldron, that play, that speed option play, dumb play. You know what makes that play harder to be successful?
Lineman blocking?
All 4 of your offensive linemen laying on the ground.
They're sitting there looking at it like they're watching TV.
That makes things difficult a little bit.
It's comedy, bro.
And we've been here 3 years. You have watched what bad offensive lines can do to a quarterback, and you have literally said, Caleb throws the football faster. He won't have to worry about that. Joe Burrow throws the football fast, has multiple wide receivers everywhere, has a tight end, had an amazing running game. Guess what Joe Burrow was missing?
A line.
2 seasons.
And he
almost got killed in one
Isn't he
of them.
missing an elbow?
He's almost missing
a
a knee.
ligament in his wrist or something?
He's missing a knee. He's missing an elbow. He's missing a wrist.
That's
not the way that you build up your quarterback. And that was my whole. I think people lost the point at a certain point of the Justin Fields debate. I think because there were. I was one of the Justin Fields fans that I was like, if he sucks next year, cut him. You want to know why? Everybody's like, you can't miss the quarterback. You can't let go of the quarterback. What's Minnesota doing? Sam Darnold's protected, has a running game, and has wide receivers.
Such a big difference.
Sam Darnold can't play football, guys.
Trash.
Except all of a sudden he can. Malik Willis, the last 2 weeks.
Geno Smith.
How's Malik Willis been?
Crazy.
Good coaching. Good line.
Better system.
Oh, is that good coaching? Good line?
Better culture.
Did he have 73 rushing yards and a touchdown on the ground, and then have over 200 passing yards and a touchdown through the air?
But
In the words of Life Jennings, must be nice.
Hey, I didn't know where you were going with the Life Jennings reference. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay,
that was impressive.
I think that it's two trains of thought, right? I think everybody thought Caleb's coming in a little on the higher spectrum of being able to like carry the team, and then it's also the underwhelming. There was smoke. You've been saying even through training camp, like some of these guys are not necessarily doing Sam Montana.
Here's your best. That is funny. King Booker World said Sam Darnold looking like Sam Montana out there.
That's crazy.
No, here's my problem with all of it.
Number 1 pick.
What's our best option to fix this right now?
Quick attack.
Karan or Ryan Bates.
Put Karan in, period.
One is hurt. One is still labored.
No, they're saying that Karan was full go, right? He's good.
Karan was a full go, but they holding him out.
They're holding him back.
But
there's your new right guard.
Your best option on this offensive line, possibly stepping in, because Matt Pryor is not the answer, is Ryan Bates.
Who? But that's who you.
Ryan Bates. I watched him almost every day at training camp. I'm not gonna say every day. I wasn't up there some days because I went on vacation, all that stuff. Found out, I got the kid on the way, all that good stuff, right? You know what Ryan Bates looked like? Looks like a backup right guard. You want to know why? Because he was a freaking backup right guard with a team that knows how to assess offensive line. So I'm sorry when I sit there and I see Caleb Williams throw 2 interceptions because of the pressure in his face, or I see him have a forced fumble because of the edge rusher coming around and knocking the ball out of his hand, a lot too late with the strip sack, right? I'm sorry that DeAndre Swift can't run the football. But you want to know, when you watch a lot of those running plays, what the definition of that is, why he can't run the football? Because he's getting hit in the backfield. Now, ROC got to put the dude that's able to get 4 yards after contact out there. And Roshan Johnson, I need to see a little more Roshan, because the second you put him out there, all of a sudden it works. But I'm sorry that I can't sit here and keep doing this same cycle that every Bears fan wants to do. It's Flus. It's the running game. It's the offensive coordinator. It's the offensive line. It's Ryan Poles. Because y'all knew what the problem was. We knew what the problem was. Every single person in Chicago knew what the problem was. And Ryan Poles did not address the problem. He addressed the problem with hope.
Well, a little bit of addressing, but not all the way. Like, what I wanted.
What you got, Jason?
Well, no, he's right. He addressed the problem with hope. We talked about the fact
he addressed it a little bit.
We love the fact that he has.
Which one of them has worked? No. You didn't address it. You said I see it. I see the problem, so I'm going to bring guys in.
He brought a guard in. He brought a center in.
We addressed depth.
They drafted a tackle.
We didn't address talent.
They drafted Amagaji. They brought in Shelton. They brought in Pryor. They brought in Bates.
So you drafted a guy who's already hurt. Yes. You brought in a guy who's already hurt. I'm not making
excuses. I'm saying he did address it to a point. Now, we wanted more talent in. I wanted a first or second rounder.
I see what you're saying.
Somebody starting now, but they felt good about Braxton Jones.
I'm gonna be honest.
I wasn't a Braxton Jones.
If Karan was healthy, we would be in this situation.
We don't know that. No, yes, you would, because Ryan Poles said at the draft the draft podium, Karan Amageji will not compete for the starting left tackle job this year. He has to catch up. So, yes, you would have been in the same situation this year. You didn't address it. You said Braxton Jones is going to be good enough for this season to get us through this season, and then we can try and figure out if Karan can do it. That's arrogance.
Yeah.
You thought you had time. You don't have time.
Yeah.
I've watched quarterbacks be destroyed in their first season. I've watched Sam Darnold, who is now cooking, spent, the last 7 years dealing with ghosts.
Baker Mayfield
Malik Willis
tore his shoulder up.
So the story of the game is it's all about coaching and what is surrounding that quarterback. And when you don't have nothing protecting that quarterback, and I'm sorry, this year we're screwed because who's going to trade with us to give us what we need?
You're not going to get an offensive
We're
lineman.
not getting anything. Where's the free agents out there? Is there any free agents out there that's going to protect Caleb? There was.
We ain't get him.
So
because we paid $8 million. Go ahead and say it.
That's the thing. It's like, obviously, I appreciate Ryan Poles for all the great things he has done. We've called him King Poles for a reason, but man, he missed the ball on identifying what is a good lineman. What is a good offensive line to protect your quarterback? There's no reason why Sam Darnold's doing well, Justin Fields played well. It's because they got a good line in front of them.
But I'm a challenge that everybody acts like there's just these great linemen at where you're picking and where you can sign. It's just there. He may, based off of their scouting, say, I'm not going to overpay for this guy just because there's a tackle available. I'm not going to draft this guy because of whatever. I'm pretty sure all of their boards said Joe Alt is number one.
For sure.
I'm pretty sure that after that, nobody expected J.C. Latham to go first over Fashanu. It was Alt, Latham, whatever. We don't know what their scouting process was. I truly believe that he said, look, I see my quarterback of the future. I don't have to worry about a quarterback now for the rest of my career as long barring injury. And I'm going to sacrifice. I got to sacrifice to get me these playmakers. And then maybe I build a draft. I truly believe that's what he did.
You know who else said that? Ryan Pace.
Yeah, but the difference is Poles is set up to actually do something about it next year.
And the difference is he actually picked the right
Pace
QB
is a gambler that was gambling and giving a lot of picks away.
But
he tried to right his own wrong.
He
tried to right his own wrong.
We assuming that he picked the right QB. I think that he did. I hope that it does work out. But when he's not going to be the right QB? On his back.
Is when he's
I get that. And here's the thing. What did Ryan Pace do? Ryan Pace picked. I don't care if you think he's a good quarterback or not. If he's your guy, protect him.
I think
that's what the NFL says.
But
that's literally what no matter what team you're on. Sam Darnold's winning.
Yeah.
Why could Trey Lance come in and play football? Because he was behind the San Francisco offensive line. Why can Brock Purdy do it? Why can Jimmy Garoppolo do it? Why can Matt Stafford go to the Rams out of nowhere? Why can Baker Mayfield play one game with the freaking Rams and he wins the game? Because he's protected. Protecting the quarterback is the most important thing that you can do. And Ryan Poles didn't even take a swing at it. That's a problem. Yeah. I'm fine with you if you swing and miss. I'm fine with you if you draft Joe Alt. Nah, Joe Alt is kind of a hit, even though he's hurt right now. I'm fine with you if you draft Jackson Powers Johnson. He start off the season hurt. You're trying to address something. I'm fine with you if you trade up, you go get J.C. Latham. He gets hurt during the season because he's hurt right now. He got hurt in the last game. You got to deal with that, right? You got to figure it out. But you're swinging.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than watching the third strike go past with a man on third in the bottom of the ninth. That is a sin. You better swing. You better try. Yeah. You haven't tried. Yeah. Coleman Shelton ain't a try.
No, they brought in two.
The Rams said we got to.
They brought in Bates is supposed to.
Ryan Bates is not a center.
I hear you.
Ryan Bates has 150 lifetime snaps at center.
I get what you're saying.
But he did address it. Whether they're not necessarily stepping up, that is one thing.
You literally just said, hey, if you take a swing and you miss, I'm okay with that.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's no rookie that would have been better at center for your rookie. Like that pairing, rookie on rookie, typically doesn't work. And you said it yourself.
No.
Like, realistically,
a rookie who spent his life playing a position is further along than a dude that gets thrown in there because he knows the ins and outs and the technicalities of that position.
I get that.
Jackson Powers Johnson has been playing center since he was 11.
Right. The issue is though
Ryan Bates has been playing center since 2021.
But if
and it literally was, hey, we need you. Hey, he dead right now. We gotta pick his body up. Get out there.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
No, I get it. But it's just like, hey, if you get that pick and he suffers like most rookies do, he struggles, then the argument is, oh, you picked this rookie to start for your rookie QB. He doesn't know this. He doesn't know. It's like,
well, no, now you
know
because you know you got.
There's grace because he's a rookie. We've seen first round offensive linemen struggle in their first year, struggle in their second year. Heck, who's our boy the Green Bay got at right tackle?
Jordan Morgan.
Jordan Morgan.
Hurt.
No, not Jordan Morgan. Not this year. I'm talking about, what was it, last year, 2 years ago?
Oh, I don't remember.
Buddy struggled.
We just talked about it.
Buddy struggled for 3 seasons. And then they were like, man, move him over here, see if he better. Now all of a sudden he's an all-pro.
Well,
like that. This is my point is you drafted your piece, your guy. Your ace Boo Coon. You go down with Caleb Williams. No matter what. You are tied to the hip with Caleb Williams. You're not getting another quarterback. This is your role. And you said Braxton Jones is good enough. Coleman Shelton is good enough. Nate Davis is good enough. That's a problem. And so when I look at the pie chart on the blame game of who I'm upset at, I can't be mad at Shane Waldron for calling run plays that should work. When my offensive linemen go, oh God, my back. I can't be mad at DeAndre Swift, who I think is not good and you shouldn't have paid him. But you can't tell me he's gotten a good showing at it. I can't be mad at my rookie quarterback. I'm pointing the wrong way. My rookie quarterback because he don't got time to throw the football. And this is the same freaking argument I had last season. And everybody said, Justin's the problem. This is where you're at. You don't know how to build a team yet. And that's my problem.
But you're still dealing with rebuilding a team.
You had a chance to build these pieces though, Joel.
No, my point is that when you change leadership and you change coaches and scouting, there's a whole group of people 100%. That when you do that.
We're in year 3 of that. That's already changed.
I understand that. But my point is that you're still building. It's not the only holdovers you have, even from the Pace regime, is probably 2 or 3 players. So and the cupboard is bare. So we have another draft and we're set up. It's just disappointing because there was a little bit where everybody's disappointed. Technically, it's still early in the season.
Joe,
it's 1-2, but my point is, I'm not trying to make excuses that say that polls. Yes, we are all disappointed. Is my point. What I'm not doing is sitting here and saying like, "Oh my God, gloom is doom." We have a quarterback where it looks like we actually have a quarterback for the first time in a long time.
The Texans had a quarterback in 2002.
I mean, we know about David Carr.
Yeah,
and he couldn't protect.
He was a good quarterback.
We're not that bad.
Yeah, you are.
That line's not that bad.
Joe,
we are.
Joe, bad. We're 3 games into the season.
We're on pace for
this. Is almost historic.
What is 13 times 4? No, dude, let's do some math here. What is 13 times 4?
He's on pace.
I got it.
He is about to be Derek Carr or David Carr. Yeah. They killed that mug.
He got sacked a lot last week.
He didn't get hurt.
This week, no. This week, not.
He got sacked 4 times, Joe. That's a lot.
I'm just saying. Look,
I don't want him to get hurt. Like, I'm not saying I'm protecting this.
It's just disappointing because you're still building a squad.
It is disappointing, but I like the comparison about building a house. When you build a house, what's the most important thing to start?
Foundation. You got to put the concrete.
So in NFL, the foundation is what?
The
trenches.
I've always said the trenches.
O-line and the D-line.
The trenches is where it's built. Yes.
You need somebody to try to stop the quarterback, and you need people to protect the quarterback.
Right.
We got everything outside of that. We got the nice windows. We got the big screen TV. I think you mentioned this earlier. We got the big screen TV, but we ain't got the electricity working. Like, we're doing everything backwards. But we should have started with the foundation first, which is protect your rookie quarterback so he can continue to maintain his confidence.
Or it's not that. It's just poor evaluation of your talent. We already now. Like
I don't even agree with that.
No, because we love polls. Right?
No, what did we say? No, it is poor evaluation of your talent because before the game, Ryan Poles literally said, "We don't have a talent issue. We have an execution issue." Buddy, I don't know what you're watching. You got a talent issue. Braxton Jones is locking up with dudes going, "Oh, here we go. Hey, Caleb, you ready? Here we come."
I told you this before, and I still stick to it. I think he's making an excuse. I think he's not stupid enough to think that this is the best that we can have and that it's just about execution.
No,
I think he knows his hands are tied for this year and he can't do anything about the talent level on the line.
I'm telling you,
but JC,
he gambled to get the quarterback, and that's the sacrifice.
Gamble. He had the number one pick. He didn't gamble the number one pick. He gambled the number 9 pick.
No, he could have sat there.
We could have traded back and got their line address.
What did we say before? Even if he just keeps Fields, right? Because you could win with Fields. There's a cap with Fields. We
all knew that.
Look, if he trades the number 1 pick and does another haul, he could do that. Yeah. He could have stocked up on 2 linemen.
He couldn't do that.
But that's the 1 to 2.
No, what I'm saying is like the whole way it worked out from a financial play. He kind of already addressed it. He couldn't do that.
Yes, you can. You know why? Because you would have
to start having extension conversations with the Steelers. Are not having.
You only pick up. You got to tag. You tag him for $20 million, right? If he's still mid,
you let him go.
Now you let him go, but you still picked up all these picks. The other thing is that you're now getting a stockpile of talent that's still on rookie contracts. So another 4 to 5 years of $2 million, $1 million. Only Rome and Caleb, they're up there, $8 million a year?
Yeah, only your top picks.
But you're getting, if you picked up more, the issue is you got to get this line right. They're believing in a 5th round left tackle who is pretty much average to mid. I never necessarily liked Braxton Jones.
Hey, listen, he's performed above average.
The only one I like was Tevin. That's the only one I like.
He's above average for a 5th round pick. That don't mean that's what you stick with.
Right.
And I think but here's my problem. I don't think Caleb is a gamble. I said 3 games in, Caleb processes football way better than Justin Fields does.
Way better.
He does. He goes through his progression better. He finds his guys better. I think he's got to work on that deep ball, but he's also getting pressured all the time. But he processes better. We can say that right now. You can see it. He's processing the game better. He can call audibles at the line his 3rd game in. He is further along in year one than I would say Justin Fields was in year 3 with us. Yeah. Right? I will concede that point. You know what doesn't matter at the end of the day? I can make all the pre-snap adjustments. I can read the defense perfectly. If I'm laying on my back, I can't throw the football.
I do want to put this in context though, because we all mentioned a lot of names and stuff like that. CJ Stroud is only 2 sacks behind Caleb for kind of leading sacks in the NFL. Matt Stafford is always up there. Dak Prescott is up there. Brock Purdy's top 10 actually. So it's a lot of people. But
there's a difference in. So you're looking at the numbers of actual sacks. There's a difference in being sacked and being pressured every single time I drop back, and that's what the Bears have faced. CJ Stroud is not pressured every time he drops back. His pressure numbers are nowhere near Caleb Williams, and I'm just irritated that we're back in the same situation of pressures in your face, and then we go, well, now Caleb Williams is the problem.
In the face.
Because we've already seen that in the comments and stuff like, I never thought Caleb Williams was going to be good anyway. We can see y'all, by the way. Y'all know we saw it. Like, we can see y'all tweets.
Those people just wanted to hate in the first place. They was just looking for something to say, told you we should have kept Fields. And that's just stupid. They just don't want to admit what they can clearly see.
But here's the thing. Even with that, again, my point with Fields was if he sucks, he sucks. But you know what I can do? I can go out and get a competent quarterback and put him with this defense, and he can go a long way.
Brock Purdy.
So going along to this, back to this blame game, though, when do we start talking about Matt Eberflus? When do we start talking about Shane?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not blaming Matt Eberflus.
I got more time. I think he needs more. Everybody got to adopt to a new offensive scheme.
He is who he is after 3 times.
Shane, I mean, you still got to adopt.
Shane don't need more time. Shane calling the same system as last year.
And this is 3 years for Eberflus. There's not a lot of time.
Eberflus are more like, all right,
what Eberflus is good at?
Here's why I don't have a problem with Shane Waldron. And I thought I did. I have a problem with Shane Waldron. I have a problem with Shane Waldron's short yard calls. His short yard calls are terrible. Okay. Why you going left and right? It irritates my soul. Yeah. It pisses me off to no end. I think we about to say run the dang ball forward. I feel like Sandra Bullock's in The Blind Side. Run the dang ball, Lou. You know what I mean? But here's where I have to give Shane grace. Shane is calling plays that should work. Mm-hmm. Now, do I think he's being creative enough? No. I don't think he's being creative enough at all.
I kind of disagree with that.
He's not. He's not using. It took you 3 weeks to figure out Cole Kmet. It took you 2 weeks to figure out DJ Moore. It took you. This is the first week we've seen at all that DeAndre Swift has been split out as a receiver when that's really the reason that you wanted him on the team. That's the only reason you bring in DeAndre Swift.
That's good. You say it in week 3, not week 9.
But they used the season.
In week 3, he's figuring it out, and we're going down the
season and training camp to get that stuff done.
I shouldn't be 3 weeks into the season, and the best offensive performance I'm talking about.
This is the same crew that just sat there and watched them play last season. Was like, oh, the first 4 games don't really matter to professional football.
No, the first 4 weeks didn't matter to the Bears because they didn't play anybody in preseason. The Bears played everybody in preseason up to the 4th game this year. They played Nate Davis in the 4th game. You played your team all the way up. So that means that you should be prepared. Last season, you didn't play anybody, which means you're basically conceding we're going to suck for 4 games.
I think week 3 is a little early on that, though.
On what?
I think it's a little early for like Shane, you've seen the progression of it, and you've seen Caleb get more comfortable each and every game. And the play designs, especially downfield, have looked really good.
Yeah, but the problem, kid, is you're calling play designs downfield. He's getting the football out in 2.5 seconds, and they can't protect that. That's a problem.
Play can't develop.
Your 4th and 1 plays are a problem. You shouldn't be running speed. No, college teams don't run speed option on the goal line. Liberty football isn't running speed options on the goal line. That's moronic. That's idiotic. But the grace I have to give them,
4 people.
At least if you run the play,
4 people face down.
my offensive line is in the wrong direction. So as much as we want to blame Shane Waldron, and maybe you can find a play where you're like, I don't like this design. I don't like how you set this up. I don't like the protection in front of them. I can't blame nobody on this. I can't even blame the Bears offensive line. You want to know why? Because they shouldn't be in that position. They shouldn't be there.
I think Coleman said that, right?
3 of them 5 shouldn't be there.
What did he say?
Coleman Shelton literally said we got to call a better play on the goal line.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be there. Coleman Shelton shouldn't be a starting center. I can't blame them. They didn't put themselves in this position.
Well, like I said, I think it's undervaluing your talent and not realizing what's going on. I still think that offense takes a while to take effect. I think they're using the first 4 games of this dang season. It's disappointing because we're all sitting here excited. I mean, we have a quarterback. We're talking about Bear Force 1, and these jokers got a broken wing. broken
wing. They got a propeller plane. I like this comment from Numb AZ. He said 50-plus passing plays, and we're defending Waldron. Here's the reason why I'm defending Shane Waldron. Because no, not even that. Because I want an offensive coordinator. The thing that Luke Getsy didn't do that Shane Waldron did in this game, and it took Lance Briggs to say it, and I had to go back and watch the tape, and it is true. I want an offensive coordinator that's going to call plays to combat what the defense is giving you.
Well,
what did the defense do all day?
Blitz. Or
they played 8 in the box. If you're playing 8 in the box, that means you got 8 or 9 up front.
Yeah.
I don't care how good you are. You're literally saying I'm selling out on the run. I will make sure you do not run this football today and that Caleb Williams has to pass.
And
so
52 times.
If you're throwing the football, that is the right call for that moment. I understand we want to force the run, but it is not easy to run on 8 in the box. It is much more difficult even when your offensive line is falling on their back. And so to me, I'm not mad at this situation because I have an offensive coordinator who called plays that combated what the defense was doing. That's what I want to see. What I hate from Shane Waldron in this game is a 4th down call on 4th and 1. A 3rd down call where you got DeAndre Carter blocking 94 off of the edge, and he's getting absolutely lit up, and Khalil Herbert gets wrapped up immediately.
180-pound difference.
I hate the personnel usage that you've thrown out there on some of these plays. I'm not absolving Shane Waldron, but what I am saying is that how he called this game particularly made sense for how the Colts defense was running.
You know what's crazy is it's still and I'm not trying to make a million excuses for the Bears, but we've said this the last 2 weeks. We've been in a position still where we could have still won multiple times.
Yeah.
The one thing I will give this game grace on is the fact
they had it.
Caleb Williams looked really good going into the 4th quarter.
He did.
He started moving the ball down the field, and I think he started to understand I'm not going to go for the big play all the time. I'm a dink and dunk. And Cole Kmet was his safety valve a bunch of times. Him and Roshan Johnson were getting those first downs consistently going down the field. I think the big play was when Latu, got him and strip sack.
Yeah, that was
had he not done
mad.
that, I would like to believe that they could have probably marched down the field and got this game, for a W.
I'm with you. I think you're 100%. And it looked like, again, because these are games that's supposed to win, and that's what hurts so much. But you're seeing the development. Actually, I guess we could pivot into the transition.
Yeah, we probably should. We got 7 minutes left in the show.
We're talking about the
development of Caleb Williams.
Development
over 3 games
is Caleb developing. I mean, after 3 games, he's already went from 93 yards to 174 yards. He went from 93 yards with a 48.3% completion. Week 2, 174 yards with 62.2% completion, and then week 3, 363 yards. 63.5. That's really good. 63%. That is what you want from your NFL quarterback. Anything over 60% is a win.
Looks like he nearly doubled his yards every
How
game.
much do you put into the fact that we do
next week? It'll be 600.
736 yards.
Keep doubling every week.